Habari Ghani. I'm up here by myself. Where my co-host at? I just where y'all at? Y'all in the crowd. She's sitting down in the crowd. Well, I tell you. Hard to find good help nowadays. What's the news?
Mike J. Me. Oh,
Purpose. Are we back with part 2 of the B.Y.O.T. Live Kwanzaa podcast? Again, we have myself, Joshua Muhammad. We have Calvin Kosher. And then we have Sister Sabra. Hold on, she getting there. And we need another mic. I'm gonna put hers right here.
Yeah, my apologies for the tardiness. I was still in the crowd, feeling like I'm ready for some more music.
He was on jamming to that Dun. Is Dun the artist? What's the full name?
Say, picture me flossing.
Picture me flossing. Okay. Hey, you cleared that sample? Nah. Hey, I'm not messing with you.
Oh, she's on. Okay.
You ready?
Wow.
Ready?
All right, Habari Ghani.
Nia.
All right, we're going to hop right into it. So before we get into that, we got another building or begging segment. So we're going to bring this one up. Let me know when you're ready.
Let me
There
know.
we go. Okay, we got a little spicy one right now. So, building or begging, 50 Cent drops Diddy documentary on Netflix.
Oh, you see, that one was too hot. They had to cut that out.
Let's vote.
So here's the question: is this building accountability, or is 50 Cent just begging for attention? Go ahead, scan the QR code, and let me see what y'all think.
Hey, wow.
No wrong answer. Is it building or is it begging?
Hey, listen, while they scanning the QR code, can y'all bring some plates up here? I'm going to pass out looking at this bean pie.
Yeah, we got 2 bean
I don't
pies
wanna look
up here.
at it.
No
I
knife,
wanna eat on
no plates. Hey, while we waiting, so for the sake of time and y'all voting, we're going to bring up another one of my uncles. Here we go. Thank you. Another one of my uncles saw me grow up. Man, this is an inspiration to me, a role model to me when it comes to community work, community activism. You know, you probably seen him on the news. You probably seen him in the streets with the people. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty and be amongst the people. So please bring to the stage with a warm round of applause and a very warm Habari Ghani, Brother Deric Muhammad.
Wow.
All right, so we gon' okay. All right, so let's go ahead and put the poll up and let's see what we got this time.
It was 33 last time. We had 19.
So we got
okay.
It's still, I think some votes still. We got 68.4% is begging. He's begging for attention, and then 31.6% said he was building. So we gonna hop right into it, Brother Deric. And I've seen you do some recent interviews in the past that talks about, you know, the music industry and the entertainment industry and how it's used to, you know, circumvent our rise as a people. So hopping into not just the Diddy situation or the Netflix series, when you see things like that, from your perspective, is that building or is that begging?
First of all, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
It's an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to be here. That's a very good question, and to be honest with you, I don't know. But what I do know is that the enemy loves to see 2 strong black men going at one another.
Talk on it.
So whether it's building or begging or what have you, this is a classic case of the enemy who loves to see 2 strong brothers go at it. It's no different than the way they handled our ancestors on the plantation. And there's an African proverb that says, when 2 strong brothers fight, it is the enemy who inherits their land.
Okay. Repeat, say that again.
When 2 strong brothers fight to the death, it is the enemy that inherits their land.
KKK.
That's a bar right
That's
there.
an African proverb.
That's a bar.
KKK. Kings killing kings, huh?
Yeah, KKK.
I read.
Yes, sir.
So now, I think that's a perfect segue when it comes to brothers killing brothers. Because recently, you know, you decided that you're just not going to sit on the sideline. You took the spirit of the minister from 10, 10, 15, the Jesserels, and then you kind of rebranded it, and you have the 300 mentors. That now you have people, not just you, but a conglomerate of people that are saying, look, we're going to stop our brothers killing brothers, so now the enemy comes and inherit our hood. Can you speak on the 300 mentors, the NIA, the purpose behind that, and then, you know, what you're looking to do with that?
That's a very good question. Frederick Douglass said it like this. He said that it is easier to train strong boys than it is to repair broken men. There are so many of our brothers who have gone astray, and it is because at some point in their childhood, they were broken. They did not have the right guidance. And as we know, statistics, and I don't know if these statistics are true, but it is said that some 70% of the households in the black community are headed by women, and black men are absent. Well, whenever you have a black man who's absent, a void is there because the young boy who's growing up and experiencing things he's never experienced before, with the growth of testosterone, his voice is getting deeper, and he's starting to get a little bit more courageous. As my grandmother would say, you feeling yourself. That's what my grandma used to say. Yeah. And she used to say some other things too, but I'm not going to even go there.
Keep it PG.
Well, there has to be someone in the home that helps them to balance out that level of testosterone. I'm seeing cases, Brother Josh, where young brothers are becoming so disrespectful of their mothers, and it is because they feel I'm the strongest lion in the house. And if there's nobody in the house that's stronger than him to help him to put that thing in check, then he gets out of control. I don't know if you all saw this, but maybe a couple of months ago, there was a news story about a mother who pulled out a pistol and she shot her 13-year-old son.
Wow.
Why did she shoot him? She told us that she did not know what else to do. Now, I don't know if shooting him was a bright idea, but he was pushing up on his mother. Now, for every absent father, there has to be a present mentor.
Okay.
Wow.
So the purpose of the 300 mentors is to stand in the gap for those absent fathers, to make certain that that young man has someone that he could go to when it's time to cry.
Because it takes a village.
It definitely takes a village. And every young boy deserves that male role model. So the African proverb says that we must each one what? Teach one. But when you look at the demographic dynamic in our community, and you look at the shortage of black men who are there for our young boys, it's not just each one teach one now, Brother DeLord. It's each one teach two, each one teach three, each one teach four, each one teach however many we need to reach and teach so that these young boys can reach their full potential.
Wow. Can I interject real quick?
And go ahead.
Bro, can you hand me that book real quick?
Oh, yeah, I was going to get into
All
that
right,
too.
so I brought this book here with me, and it's called New Rules by Deric Muhammad. So this is this brother's book right here, and he actually signed it and autographed it because I want to give it to my youngest brother when I see him again. You talked about fatherhood by any means necessary in this book.
Yes, sir.
So fathers, get this book because a lot of the gems he's dropping right now, you will find it in here. And I appreciate the word that you put into this book and that you're talking about now, because I have a 1-year-old son, and you saying that it's easier to train up that child than it is to repair a broken man, where a lot of us, we have a lot of things that broke us in the past, and we're learning how to heal and rebuild, and we're not perfect, right? But a lot of us have young kings, like this young king, this prince who will be a king, sitting in the front here right next to greatness. And I don't even think he really understands who he's sitting next to yet. But it's easier to impose righteousness and truth and the values of manhood. As I learn from you, I'm able to take it back and I can teach him when he becomes 15, 16 years old and say, I remember you, and I can be able to pass that down to my son and so on and so forth. Is that what I'm getting at?
Yes, sir.
Let
Absolutely.
me see the book. So let's do this then. I love the title, New Rules. You know, going into 2026, going into a new year. And, you know, you see the news now, especially in black culture, there are a lot of old rules that we are following that keep us down. You know, not snitching or things that when something's destroying our community, we want to just protect what's destroying our community. What are some, you have to go to the whole book, they need to buy it and read it. What are some new rules that we need to adopt, 1, 2, or 3 going into 2026 that you would say pulling from this book?
That's a very good question. Let me first say that the rules that we outline in the book are really not new. There's nothing new under the sun. But what will make it new is if we take the wisdom that we have been given and actually implement it to create a new reality in our community.
Talk on it.
But in the book, we talk about the reality that really the streets is an illusion right now. And too many of our young brothers are ending up in prison. They're ending up in early graves. They're ending up in deep states of depression with mental health issues, chasing this illusion, wanting to be a gangster. So what I say in the book is that I've come to the point where I hate the term gangster. And we gotta stop trying to reimagine these terms like the N-word, taking care of your family is gangster. No, taking care of your family is a manhood.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
And we've gotten to the point where so many of our young brothers who are coming up in the trenches, they have mistaken becoming a gangster with becoming a man. And it's the biggest trick. It's the biggest scam that they could have pulled on our brothers and sisters, because in the motherland we have what is it called when you go from boyhood to manhood? Rites of passage. Thank you. In every culture you have a rites of passage. And we've been deceived into thinking that doing prison time is part of your rite of passage as a man. How many bodies you got under your belt. They call it how many hats you got under your belt. Like that is in some way, form, or fashion associated with manhood. How many women you've slept with. That's in some way associated with manhood. So in the book, what we do is we do our best to debunk these myths, and we have to draw a clear delineation between what it is to be a man and what it is to be this other stuff that's leading us down the path of destruction. So I hate the term gangster. And I hate it when our young boys think that that is the ultimate, the apex of manhood. And I think it's the good brother 21 Savage. He's got a movement out right now.
Oh, F the streets?
He said it. I didn't say it. And I agree with the sentiment, because right now it's a scam. Our young brothers are being finessed out of their greatness, finessed out of their purpose, finessed out of their godhood, trying to be something that they were never even born to be.
Talk on it, talk on it. Man, give that a round of applause.
Wow, respect.
So we got a few more questions for you. I'm gonna pass it over to our sister here. She have a question for you as well.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Peace, Queen.
My question is about, so when these brothers leave their mother's house, they are left to the sisters to deal with. So where do we go on the brink of holding them accountable and still understanding their experiences and being gentle with them, and not too gentle to the point where we're not holding them accountable at all?
That's a great question.
man.
Hey, be careful with this one. Be careful with this one.
Let me say this. The mistake that we make is not understanding that every situation is different. Every man has to be held accountable for his actions, regardless of what it is that he may have gone through in the past. I hate to put it like that, but your mama sees you as her baby boy. But when you go and stand before that judge, he sees you as a grown man. So when you go out there and as a little boy you commit grown man crimes, my saying is when little boys commit grown man crimes, they do grown man time if they're black. So what I try to do is I try to be a listening ear before anything else. And if you can get these young men to open up to you, if they trust you enough to tell you, yeah, when I was 7 years old, my babysitter molested me. You know, if they'll open up and tell you things like that, and they know that you are not going to throw it back in their face later on when you get angry at them, hello, then if you let them talk long enough and you listen well enough, they will tell you how to help them. Our problem is we come in assuming that we know how to fix the problem, but every black man is a unique creation from Allah. And how you crack the code to get to one to help him heal may be different from how you crack the code to get help, this one to heal. So I say we first start the healing process first. And that means if you need to cry it out, cry it out. If you need to go to therapy, go and seek therapy. If you need to look within self in order to forgive self, because that's a big problem right there. We walk around with guilt from past mistakes. And that guilt is baggage that holds us back from us reaching our full potential. So if you forgive everybody else, but you have not forgiven yourself, then you missed the point.
Yep.
And I think that that's what we got to do. Listen, help them to address whatever issues and whatever traumas that may have happened in the past. But at some point, a man has to pack it up and move forward and do what he's got to do in order to make an impact in the world.
Thank you.
Man, so I
hope I answered your question.
You did.
Wonderful answer. So we got two more questions for you, and we're gonna land this plane. One is a little deep, and then one is light. So the first question is this: I see you as a mentor to me. You watch me grow up, and I see you as somebody who is walking in their nia, walking in their purpose. What advice can you give to these young black men or even young black women in the audience about how to find their purpose? And then the second question is, I want you to tell them how to get involved with 300 Mentors, but the purpose question first.
Our nia, our purpose. And that is a very good question. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that whatever it is that you do with ease, paraphrase, or whatever it is that you do that's very well, meaning you do it very well, or you do it very easily, within the framework of that, you may be looking at something that you were born to do. We're taught that at the age of 6, a scientist by the name of Yaqub was playing with 2 pieces of steel, and he learned his future, meaning he learned his purpose.
Hey, teach on that.
9 times out of 10, God has shown you your purpose before you even old enough to go to high school. But there's so many distractions and so much distortion in our communities that sometimes we can't hear God. Or sometimes he may show me my purpose. I may have a fire in my belly to want to do something to change the world, but ain't no food to eat in my refrigerator. So how can I hear God beyond the rumblings in my stomach? And it's like we give birth to giants. Imagine someone that's born with the cure to cancer in their DNA. Think about that. Meaning they have the power to save hundreds of thousands of lives a year. It's in their DNA. But you drop them off in the trenches, AKA the ghetto. And you feed them fast food every day. And the air that they breathe, weed smoke. They learn how to tuck and roll and duck from bullets. And so this is a very stressful environment that they're being raised in. Now this begins to impact the chemical makeup of this young child that has the cure for cancer in their DNA. So if we create the environment for our children,
There we go.
to reach their full potential, they'll know what their purpose is sometimes at 6, 7, or 8 years old. But sometimes, Dr. Halim, what we do is we mistaken our talent for our purpose. You didn't hear me.
Say that again.
There's a difference between your talent and your purpose. You find a young man who plays basketball very well. This is how he receives his accolades. He's a 5-star blue chip player playing D1 ball, trying to go to the NBA. You go to him and you ask him, what do you think your purpose is? He's going to tell you to play basketball.
That's his talent.
But what happens when he don't make it to the NBA? He's lost. No, basketball is just a tool. Your talent is just a tool. And the tool is a way for you to manifest the greatness that God has put in you. That's all it is. And that tool can be used to guide you down the path of what your purpose is. So don't mistaken your purpose for your talent or your talent for your purpose. As it relates to Nia and our purpose in Kwanzaa, we are all purposed with doing something to facilitate the way for the liberation struggle of black people in America and worldwide.
Yes,
we all have a common purpose.
Respect.
And I'm going to shut up.
So last.
But within the framework of that purpose, you have to find your function.
So now you got 300 mentors helping young black men or young black people find their purpose, their function through their talents. How can somebody in here get involved with that?
You can go to isitworthithtx.com, isitworthithtx.com, and there's a tab that you can tap. And if you fill out the information in that tab, we'll get back with you. And the next time we have our training for our 300 mentors, we'll invite you out. And what we do, Brother Josh, is we don't just pair a mentee with a mentor by happenstance. When we talk to our mentees, our young brothers, we try to find, what are your interests? And if he has an interest in drawing, meaning he can look at something and in 5 minutes, he can put it down on paper.
Like sister right here?
Like
We see you working.
There it is.
We
There
see
it
you
is.
working.
Working real hard.
There it is. She's working too.
Yeah, she working. That's live.
Well, you'll be surprised how many future architects we have walking around with a red blood or Crip rag hanging from their back pocket. So my job is to find an architect who looks like them, that can identify with their struggle, put them together, and usually when you make that connection, they take off. All you have to do is get out of the way, because if you can introduce him to someone who's being successful doing something that he already loves to do,
It's easy.
he has a very good chance of surviving the streets and becoming something beyond his wildest imagination.
Man, thank you for that. Let's give a round of applause for Brother Deric.
Respect.
Praise
Again,
be to
is it
Allah.
worth it? HTX.com? HTX.com. Thank you all. This is part 2 of the B.Y.O.T podcast with Brother Deric Muhammad of 300 Mentors. Again, I'm your host, Joshua Muhammad. I got Brother Calvin Koch over here
Peace.
and Sister Sabra. We see you on the next segment. Thank you.
Get that book, New Rules,
That book,
by
New
Deric
Rules,
Muhammad.
Abari Ghani. Appreciate you, brother.